lot of time today just reading about all those new camera stuff and that Photokina event. Seems like in many cases people just want nostalgic stuff, huh? Like this one here, the Fujifilm Square SQ20. I think they're trying to make it look like the very old-fashioned cameras, basically the point and shoots. Before there was actually a bunch of people saying how those cameras that actually print the photo rather than spot, those were supposed to take off, the new trend, but from what I see that didn't seem like it lasted very long. If stuff like this is aiming for the everyday person, I just wonder if it's good enough to compete against the smartphone, which I would imagine most people are used to nowadays. But there were indeed a lot of quote professional cameras, things like this Panasonic S1R and so forth. And I think the Fuji has one that's released with 100 megapixels or something like that. It makes me wonder, well, that's nice with the big picture quality and all that, but one thing I was thinking about is the hard drive space. Holy cow, if you have things that high of a quality, imagine shooting something like 1,000 photos of that type. Actually, speaking of hard drive space, I actually ran out of hard drive space so far. I was trying to hold off for like a sale or something to buy a bigger hard drive, but I guess I have to try to find something that's a good deal right now. I actually ate up like what, almost 16 terabytes already, just for things like drone footage and all that, plus with all the videos. But it's cool to see all the new tech and stuff like that. Still trying to debate if there is a better camera to use that's basically portable and does things like low light and stuff that would be good. This one's actually awesome just for what I do, but at times you just want something a little better, like when you're doing things events, or like that moon the other day, like there's no way this one could do that well with the low light and all that. And I think this is the coolest news today. Apparently there's a flying car drone that was released to the public to show off. It says here, Pinoy inventor of flying car partners with e-vehicle firm to commercialize invention. The planned electric manned aerial vehicles, or EMAV, will be able to seat up to 2 passengers with a combined weight of 200 kilos and fly for up to an hour, said Star 8 CEO and President Jacob Mayman. And you can basically see it flying essentially, just showcasing it to people. It does literally just look like one huge quad. It says the Filipino inventor Kikes Menedola used parts from drones to build a prototype electric flying vehicle that could carry one person for up to 10 to 15 minutes at the height of 15 to 20 feet. And I was actually looking for that, and you could see the old footages basically of him just kind of testing out his own drone, I guess you could say, if that's his backyard or wherever that is. So that's kind of cool. For me, the really cool thing about the story is just how he got started. It says, Mendiola admits he is not really an engineer, but just an enthusiast tinkering with electronics. He said the idea for the flying vehicle came to him 8 years ago because of his interest in remote-controlled planes and helicopters. When drone technology started coming to the Philippines, I started building drones as a hobby and for filming. Mendiola told ANC's Future Perfect Tech Shorts. As a hip-hop dancer, he also used drones to film his performances. And then as a result of that, it says, out of curiosity, I wondered if I could build something that's big enough to carry me. To me, that's like a textbook case example on how when people do things because they like it, it's their passion, you never know, it could lead up to better things like later on down the road. And it's kind of funny because I guess an investor saw his work and they were interested in producing it commercially, like in this article. But it says here, the person, Mayman, however, said he wanted to back out of the meeting after learning a few moments later that Mendiola had no background in engineering and was in fact a hip-hop dancer. So can you imagine that, where someone made something, the investor's like, oh, this is great, let's invest into it. But then you find out, what? This guy's just like a dancer, a hobbyist? Nah, let's back out. But with the news and all, of course, you know how it worked out. Eventually, they ended up working together. Again, what a fantastic example, because so many people, even here with the hysteria, say, man, you guys and your stupid toys, who cares about this? Ban them all. And even I'm one to say usually like, hey, don't stifle creativity and so forth. You never know. An artist could end up doing something great with the tech, or like in this case, like a hip-hop dancer using it just to film himself at first, which gives him the curiosity, can I use this to fly myself? I hope that basically opens up people's minds that always use that excuse, like stupid toys, who cares? You just never know. People that are passionate about stuff, they're the ones that are usually trying to innovate in the certain fields and stuff that you may be using. Like today or tomorrow, you never know. I actually remember that case with that little girl. I believe I read an article here that they actually did install things like cameras and stuff in the parks here now. That's what I read anyways. I guess people are still living in the fear mode, huh? And again, I guess if it makes people feel safe, it's just kind of weird where some people feel that's okay, whereas other things aren't. day hasn't ended yet for me just going to my martial arts, but I got some really good news. Nice. I can't share it with everyone. Oh. If I can show you guys some of the stuff later on, that'd be fun, because I know a lot of you would find it actually very interesting and stuff like that. Okay, I guess I better not take it too hard on the martial arts and stuff. I'm gonna save my energy and all for this stuff. Alright, see you guys later.